This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. Important information will follow this tone.
Easy guys, Dom here from Cringy Dad Gaming. So here we are, part 5 of our hardcore survival challenge on the Isles, which is a hardcore server that we've been playing on for the last few nights. And as you can see from previously on DayZ, I did manage to cheese the bear. Well, after the stream I did kind of carry on exploring a little bit, to be honest with you, after I'd finished doing the stuff I needed to attend to that evening. And we did come across a bear, and unfortunately it did run through the door, as you saw. And I'm like, okay, so if the bear can cheese me by running through a door, then I'm going to cheese the bear. So because it was poking its head through the wall, it couldn't quite get me. I just thought I'd use that to my advantage. But man, did that bear take an awful lot of shotgun shells to kill. It's ridiculous. I don't think you'd ever be able to kill a bear out in the open running around with it that close without climbing up on top of something, I don't think. But anyway, I said we're going to crack on in the stream, but guess what? It's night time again. Hopefully the sun will be coming up soon. But evening to Tommy in the stream nice and early. Yeah, good to have you along, bud. So we are heading towards military camp tonight. So just while we're maybe waiting for a little bit of daylight in the stream, I'm just going to pull up the map so I'm able to see what's what. So this is Deer Isle that we're on, which is actually a recreation of Maine, if you didn't know that already. So yeah, interesting stuff. We are currently on the island where we originally started the stream, I think, from the first one. We're right to the far west of that particular island. I don't know what we'd call this island. I'm going to call it Smallville Island, I guess, because there is Smallville on there, one of the towns. So I'll call it Smallville Island for now. That's where we are currently, and we're currently in a creek bed at the moment. We're not far from the military area there. Evening, Ben. How you doing? So yeah, I haven't got a torch or anything though. But yeah, we did cook up some fat, some bear fat here as well. Some bear steaks down here. Look, nice big juicy bear steaks. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna eat that bear. They killed me twice. That's my payback. Let's eat the bear for our supper. What more can you do? We need to get out of this creek that we're in. There's a bridge up there. It's very dark though. I'm hoping it's going to get light. It always seems that the server's running night time around the time we're going to be streaming. The stream's not going to be 7 o'clock every night. That is just at the moment due to, like I said, I've got other commitments later on in the evening. It's not all the time, so we may be going back to a slightly later stream at some point in the future, but we'll see. We'll see how we get on. Who knows, once lockdown and social distancing is over and I start doing other stuff again, there might not be as many streams either, so because I'll be tired from doing other stuff. At the moment I'm lucky that my workload is reduced. But yes, Tommy, revenge. We did. Yeah. If anyone wants to see that previously on DayZ clip again, just let me know. I can play it for you anytime. And we can enjoy that moment of getting revenge on the bear that killed us, which was quite cool. Right, I think we're out of the creek now. Very dark. I dumped the torch to create space in my inventory for other stuff. Now, just because we killed that one bear doesn't mean there's not any other bears in the map. So we've got to be aware of that as well. Have I got any rags? I haven't got any rags. I could have made a torch out of some rags. And a long stick. Let's see if we grab a long stick. Yeah, as you can see, my blood level's quite low because the bear did swipe me twice and make me bleed. So I bled a little bit. I'm still gaining back some blood right now. The thing that I find funny actually though is when you bleed. When your blood level gets down to a certain level, the colours of the game change because I guess you're close to death. But some of the colours are actually quite good. You can't see them now because it's dark, but I'd actually prefer some of those colours to the original colour system that they've got in place. Oh, and another thing I'd like to point out right now at the beginning as well, we also found 2 boxes of nails on our way down to this point, which are like rocking horse shit. So we didn't do too bad there either. I haven't really got anything. I haven't got nothing to tear into. We can tear into rags. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna head up towards where the scout camp is. I don't think we can tear. I don't think you can tear gloves into rags. I don't think that really works. No, old gloves, we can get rid of them. It doesn't quite become black and white until you're really near to death, but from kind of like being kind of mid-yellow, the colour, Tommy, of the game changes. Most goes a little bit kind of like browner and just a little bit more kind of depressing, I guess. It's for a post-apocalyptic game, I think it makes it look quite good. I really like it. Then again, saying that, I've got the game filter with NVIDIA. So the NVIDIA game filters that I've been using to be able to make this dark night a little bit lighter for me so I can see, but also has other stuff like sharpening filters, and you can change the colour of the game. So what a lot of times I'll do with games I'm playing that I'm not streaming, I will just actually change some of the colouring and stuff to my specific tastes, as I'm really freaky about stuff like that. This is what I was looking for. This is the scout camp that we were at. This is where we killed the bear. This is not far from that church that we were at yesterday in the stream. So on the stream yesterday, we did find the barrel. I was just heading in the wrong direction. We need to go slightly more to the left when we're looking. We found the barrel that we hid in the tree near those churches. This is just up from the road from that church. The fact that there was someone building a base there means that there could be people in this area. This is going to be a high traffic area for people looking for decent loot, because these scout camps do have some decent hunting loot a lot of times, but I can't see anything. We've got to really be careful. At the moment, I'm just looking for something I can tear up to make a torch with. I think we already had a gas stove. Did we? we not? I don't know if we did. I can't remember. I've already stashed quite a bit of stuff now. I've got another camping stove anyway, just worth having. No, there's normally zombies around in this area. Oh yeah, there's one over there. I'm just a little worried. We're gonna find one. Right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna will it let me tear? It doesn't let me tear up hunter jackets. It only lets you tear certain things. Yeah. Straight in. At the least. All I want to do is make a torch. We could find a torch. We could find one. And the pants we should be able to tear to rags yet. Are these guys coming? A couple of zombies over here in the dark. Here they come. You might not be able to see them because of how dark it is. Can't really see them properly either. That made me bleed again. Bleed very easy in this game. At least in this server is what I mean. You need to get some armor because that really will help with the bleeding side of things. Let the bodies hit the floor. Right. Craft a torch. Have a stick and a rag. Got to see. That has started getting a little bit lighter now, I think. This is very, 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 very dangerous for me doing this. Just means every Tom, Dick and Harry in this area is going to be able to see me now. Some other buildings up there, but we're gonna miss that. We're gonna continue down to the military camp. That's what we want to do. All the time we need to be listening for bears. I would have thought fire would actually deter bears and wolves and things like that in the wild. They really don't like it. It's a really good deterrent. So I've not actually tried it out in this game to see if it deters the wild animals or not, because like I said, I'm normally not lighting these because it gives you position away. Like, people can see you for miles using these things. What we're going to do is go around the coast here near the water. I don't know if bears can go in the water. I know bears can swim, but I don't know if they can swim in this. If we hear a bear, we can just run out into the water and hopefully swim away. No, look, we've got a oil rig over here. Hi Dave, welcome to the stream, bud. How you doing? You know what? Where's that oil rig? I'm going the wrong way, I think. We need to go north. Need to go northeast. Where's my compass? Let's drop this torch for a second. Oh, no, we are. Oh, no, we're not. Northeast, that way. Okay, fair enough. Oh, we're heading in a slightly wrong direction. Around this side. Good job I checked now before we got all the way around the other side of the island. Ben, I didn't trade with Rob yet, purely for the fact that he wasn't on. I've stored up his netting that he wanted though, so at some point I will do, if he's about. But as I mentioned, he was going to trade nails with me. Now I've already found 2 boxes of nails. It doesn't mean that I don't want more, because I will want to create maybe a little base or some storage boxes at some point. But now we can actually bury the large dry bags. Now I've only ever buried the small dry sacks. I didn't realise you could bury the big dry bags as well. Which are not too bad. They got quite a decent storage capacity in them. So if we find any of those, we can use those to bury stuff as well. I'd like to eventually get a few different stashes knocking around, just purely for if we, 1, die, also 2, that we can just keep on looting. I mean, look, as you can see, just the time it took me to go from where we were last night down to this part here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tins of food. We've got animal fats, which we can either eat raw or we can use for cooking. We've got a few drinks. Yeah, and we're doing all right. And I found a pump action shotgun as well, which is what I used to kill that bear with last night. The small base will be good, Ben, but to be honest with you, what I'd prefer to find is a tent. Ideally just a camping tent, not the big military ones. The big military ones are decent and all, but they're easier to spot. You get yourself one of those smaller camping tents, find the right spot for it and cover it with camo netting. It can sometimes be almost impossible to spot if you find the right place for it. Right, here's the military base over here. Now, there's a few people on tonight. Got to be careful. I don't know if this area is like kind of, you know, oh, what's the word? Occupied by a faction in this particular server or not. I'm still trying to figure out where all the factions are. Actually, saying that, we had a map, didn't we? If we had to see the map without the torch, kind of. Right, it doesn't quite go out. There we go, that's better. Let's have a quick look and see if we can actually see the map. We're on this little island here, which is where it says Isles FM radio tower, neutral ground, that we're looking at kind of almost in the middle of the map. I don't know if you can see it. Just below where it says ground, that's the area where the military camp is, and this whole island here that's below that is what I'm going to call Smallville Island at the moment. That's where we are at the moment, and I think this is the island where we're just going to set our camp up, just purely for the fact that we know it at the moment, and we've been here for a little bit of time, and I've started getting my head around some of the areas. We will branch out and explore more of the island itself as time goes on. But for now, we're establishing our ground here. Get ourselves some decent supplies together, some decent kit, a nice little base. And then we can start branching out. Got to be careful here because we've got zombies in this area. I did find an ice pickaxe, look. I don't know how good this is as a weapon, a melee weapon, but we're going to try it. Test it on these zombies near the entrance here. Oh, I missed him. Okay, not as good as the splitting axe. Splitting axe, if you time it right, as I said, will kill these guys in one shot. The only reason why I want to keep the ice pick at this moment in time is because it's quite novel. I like the ice pick. I like how it looks. It's just part of a mod of extra gear that they've added into the game, and I'll probably never use it. So I might have to drop it if we find some better stuff in here. Hang on a minute. How can you hit me when I'm slapping you with a huge axe, dude? Seriously. I don't think so, mate. We might swap this field jacket over from black to green. put all our tin stuff in here actually, because that's going to almost double up as a bulletproof jacket. I'm conscious that the server's going to restart in a minute though, which got to be careful about dropping stuff on the floor. You most definitely would, Tommy. You would have a huge gash, wouldn't you? You'd have a gaping hole. You could probably fit a fist in it. Binoculars. We'll take the 9mm. We'll have them. Don't need the binoculars though. The binoculars do come in handy for reconning. Want to go and recon the area at some point. We don't need to recon much at the moment. We'll hopefully get a rifle scope at some point soon. How annoying was it that we lost that rifle with the scout scope on it that time? Thanks to the bear, of course. Hopefully we'll find it though. Actually. And there's dead zombies around here, which is going to give our position away, but always try and remember to close the doors behind you. Fair enough, Tommy. It is pretty gross, isn't it, at the end of the day? Oh, you found some night vision goggles, Ben. Nice. That's good. I think with the tents, like... Oh, nice. I found some tents in train cars a few times. So you know, if you come across train cars on the train tracks, search them, because sometimes you can find tents in there. And I have also found tents just randomly set up in the middle of nowhere that I don't know if they'd been used by anyone or not, but there was nothing in them. So I don't know if the game spawns them sometimes actually already up, as if someone had used them and then left it, but. Need to go up here and try and find where the main core of this base is. Alright, we've got to be careful here. There's a lot of zombies. Oh, what's happened here? I think the game just crashed on me. I'm going to have to restart the game, guys. Give me a second. Bear with me for 1 minute. Yeah, it's crashed. It's going to restart in a minute anyway, so we know that already. So please stand by. How frustrating! It's not letting me. It's not letting me close the game down. It's like I can't even access. I don't have an access task manager to close it down because it's just not letting me bring it up on the screen. So I'm gonna have to come back to you guys in a minute. We're gonna have to end the stream and then start again in a minute. So just bear with us. We'll be back in a short while. Okay, so we should be loaded back up. Just got to start the game now, so yeah, nearly there. Actually, just while we're waiting for the game to actually load up, what I'm going to do is just play previously on DayZ. Alright, well, believe it or not, we're actually still alive. I was thinking, oh god, what if one of those zombies saw us and, yeah, killed us while we were froze, but luckily enough, we're still here. And we're still alive, blood still pumping. Well, the server restarts in 4 minutes anyway, so... with the train cars, Ben, just run along the side of them and just open the door and have a quick nose. You don't have to climb in them because it is a pain in the backside climbing in and out of them all the time. Very time consuming. You can just have a quick nose in them. You can't miss the kind of small camping tents because they're just grey, in a big grey shiny bag. A silvery shiny bag. And then the military tents are in a big square green bag, not oblong. It looks like us crashing has despawned those zombies that were around us. I'll probably start spawning back in a minute, but for now they're not there. Oh no, why did I just pick them up? Yeah. Three minutes for server restart. That might refresh some of the loot in this area. If there is any loot in this area, that is. Oh, another tin of spaghetti, another tin of spaghetti. Spaghetti in my belly. Nah. VSS is, or Val, or whatever it's called. Not very good. It's so weak. Such a weak gun. Don't like it. We'll take some road flares. We find them because we might be able to make some tripwires. Now we find the torch. We might be able to find some tripwires, or make some tripwires with them as a detection system. You know, have a little drinky poos. Just give it a second. Marco, hello, welcome to the stream. Dave, I think it just depends on the games really and how much you like them. You know, I never really played the original Xbox. Oh, no. We're trying to get on the server too quick. I'm being impatient. It just depends really. I mean, I don't know. I mean, some people preferred some of the games on PS2 that weren't released on Xbox. So, you know, but it's each to their own, isn't it? Each their own. Some people like one, some people like the other, some people had both. You know. The same household, my brother had the Xbox, I had the PS2. I never played on his Xbox, he did play on the PS2, but you know, not everyone had that luxury, I guess. Definitely would have had the money back then to buy both. Alright, let's get back into this now then. After a few hiccups, the technical hiccup and then the restart of the server, let's hopefully get back into the meat of actually finally looking through this military base and hopefully find something that's going to be worth travelling all this way for. Now, before we were rudely interrupted, we were taking on some fluids. So let's just continue for a moment. Hydration is very important, kids. Make sure you drink plenty of water. To be honest with you, Ben, I only started PC gaming, I think February this year, or was it February last year? It might have been February last year, actually. I don't know, I can't remember. Time just blends with me. Ain't got a clue. It's not that long, but you know. People have always been PC gamers. I mean, I've had computers in the past, but the computers that I had in the past weren't necessarily used for gaming. It was used for music creation. You know, so I had PCs, but for music creation, not gaming. I think really the only game that I ever actually played on PC like years ago was Sims, which was quite an addictive game in its own right. Let's see what a black Shima looks like. Yeah, I mean it's cool and all, but it's not as good as the green one when it comes to camouflage and blending in with our surroundings, so we're going to keep the green one. Well, we could say this is as dry as a nun's cranny, which I guess is expected in a hardcore. Most definitely, guys. Yeah, I mean, hydration is important, and people don't drink nowhere near as much fluid as they should. And in this game, you know, it just really comes to light how quickly you can get thirsty, you know. So I have been doing stuff a long time, Ben. I'm older than you think, mate. I'm not quite 80 yet, but I'm not far off. Back in my day, we didn't have computers to kill people. We just have to beat people with a long stick. For fun. No, we didn't really, but don't hit people with sticks, kids. It's not very nice. Especially if you're using the sharp end. What we're thinking about that is, can anyone remember the film Lord of the Flies? I won't ruin the ending for you, but the kids pretty much do stab one another with sharp sticks. Quite a good film, actually. Yeah, I was already thinking about that saying, Ben, dries a nun's cranny. I've got to be careful with that one. That's quite controversial. The one that I was thinking about putting on a t-shirt was maybe, yeah, rearrange the letters, you see nuts. And see if people get that one. But I don't know about the dries a nun's cranny one. The Catholic Church might come down on me and say there's nothing dry about the cracks in our sofas. But, you know, who knows? Who knows what you'd find down those cracks, to be honest with you. I don't even want to think about it. But yeah. I always said that this channel was, there's certain things that we'd never discuss. Politics, religion. Just kind of keep that rule as it is. But that one's maybe pinned for now, Ben. The dry as a nun's cranny saying might be. It might be on a mug. Who knows? Dave, I think anything that's processed is quite bad for you. So anything that's not pure from like a volcanic spring and has been tampered with would probably be slightly unhealthy, maybe. Because they put chemicals, sometimes some chemicals in some of these drinks, don't they, to help rehydrate you more or help your body absorb the water quicker. So you just don't know, do you? Who knows? Putting water in plastic bottles in general is actually bad for you because it can actually toxify the water if it's left for too long. Oh, that's alright, Ben. As long as you can see the funny side then, bud, that's all that matters, I think. I just don't want to offend anyone with my dark sense of humour. I already offended my son earlier because I was doing an impression. I was doing an impression of someone and he didn't find it very funny. I was like, it's for fun. You know, you can do impressions. There's an impressionist that copy the way people sound all the time, but apparently it's offensive. But I used to do that, so I don't know. Maybe I'm an old generation now. Like I used to not get my parents back in the day. Now I'm the parent. The kids don't get me. Well, this is definitely dry, isn't it? We come all this way for nothing. We were finding more decent stuff in the community. Into the military base, there's nothing here. There's a fair bit for us to search. Well, we know sometimes those barracks there are the multi-tiered ones are usually got nothing in them. Doors are all shut, so it doesn't look like anyone's been here anytime soon, so hopefully we'll be alright. There's always a risk that you could cross paths with someone actually arriving though, so you still want to be careful. What want a belt, tactical belt, canteen to be able to get some water in. Be good. Tin tuna, I'll take the tin tuna. Never had too much tin tuna. See, Dave's right, there's nothing funny about making fun of nuns. Alright, it's all in good jest, guys. Let's just not get too upset. I'll keep the nun joke on low key for now. Yeah, this always was a waste of time. These buildings in DayZ very rarely have much fruit But sometimes you can find that one fantastic piece of gear. I found an AKM, I think, once in one of these barracks. It kind of, after all that searching, it felt like I'd wasted like a good chunk of my life. All became worth it when I found that gun. Keeps wanting to give me compasses when I don't need them. You never find a compass when you need one though, that's the annoying thing. Oh God. It's terrible. Okay, we found not a cola. That's good. That's fine. We'll have that. Did we shut these doors behind us but managed to keep all the others open? I think we did. Didn't go into this one yet. They all look the same to me, that's the problem. The hell is that? I think it's just part of the train coming through the floor. It's odd. I thought it was something I could pick up at first, but it ain't. It's weird. I'm piercing rounds for the PSS, we don't want that. Don't need a megaphone. Yes, Marco, it happens a lot. Sometimes you'll search the whole place and then find one decent thing. It is worth sometimes just being anal and literally searching everything. If you start getting lazy and just not bothering, then unfortunately you could miss the good loot. And that's always the thing with me, is there's always a big what if, which is what usually kind of cheers me on. This door's open, that's not normally open. Don't know if that's just like, yeah. It definitely doesn't need more vibrant colours, Dave. It's a post-apocalyptic zombie game. We want it to look grey and horrible and depressing. That's kind of the point. It's the post-apocalypse. But that's just my opinion. I'd actually want it to look more kind of miserable than it is currently. I think that's the one thing I liked about Stalker and the Stalker games. They just really got some of the colours down on that game in terms of how horrible it looks in the zone. Just great. There's like a little training thing down here, like a little shooting range. I don't know if there'll be any loot down there though. Doubt it, but if it was a happy game, Dave, then of course, and I do like colourful games. Like, you know, when I first saw No Man's Sky, I really like that kind of very vibrant art style. I think it's fantastic. And there's a lot of games that are very similar to that, that just look beautiful with a lot of colour. But we're playing a kind of zombie horror game here. We want it to look pretty horrible. We want it to feel cold. The temperatures around this sort of part of the world, or at least in this fictitious world, it's very cold. The temperatures are cold. We want it to feel cold. Sometimes I'll almost actually play this game in the cold. I'll turn my heating down and I'll sit here freezing, you know, kind of shivering a little bit just to give me that extra kind of element of almost getting in, you know, into the zone with it. What's that called? 4D. When you watch a movie and they incorporate smells and other stuff to the movie. That's almost what I'm doing. I'm having a 4D experience. Frying pan. Yeah, we don't need a frying pan, we've got a cooking pot. Okay, boys, well, that almost seemed like a waste of time. I think we've pretty much searched most of the stuff in this area, so let's just have a quick look at the map again. Of course, it closed down my browser when we crashed, because I had to sign out and sign back in again on my PC. So let's have a quick look where we are now. Don't know, it almost looks like there's more parts to that island that we've not checked. Not that island, but you know what I mean, this little part. It's not quite an island on its own, but it almost is. I think there might be more to this area than we realise. There might be a little bit more. Let's quickly have a nose around. This game can be very cold, Marco, you're right. We've definitely frozen our knackers off a few times. And with the Isles, one thing I like about this is when you do get cold and your temperature goes down to blue, your hunger goes down quicker as well, which I really like. That's quite realistic. Enough to give you hypothermia for sure, but that's exactly what it is in this. I think your health starts going down, doesn't it, when you're too cold? It is definitely hypothermia. Sometimes you will find things up top of some of these, you know, like some of the towers you can see, like the electrical towers and stuff that seem very high to climb up and stuff like that. You will sometimes find loot up there, but you are putting yourself at risk by climbing up high. Who said a zombie? There's the belt we wanted. It's not the tactical belt, but it's going to be hidden under our clothes, so who cares? We can now attach our sheath to that, and we can now put our hunting knife in there, which clears up a bit of space in our inventory. Oh, here he is. Oh, sorry, I should say there he was. Oh no, there's another one. Come at me, bro. His head already looks like corned beef. Gonna make it look even more corny. It already does. Triple carrying again, which is a pain in the backside, I know. Oh, this is junk. Look at this. Go to the army barracks to find some loot and you find a screwdriver, a metal pipe and a Land Rover Defender door, and I found better items in Oxfam. God damn it. This is what we're looking for. I knew there was more to this when I was looking at the map. I was like, nah, we ain't quite searched all these. It's easy for people to hide away sneaky in the corner of these tents though, so we've got to be real careful here. We're gonna... What was that noise? I heard something that almost sounded like a wolf, but then kind of wasn't a wolf. Something a little bit freaky. Maybe I'm hearing things again. Yeah, better loot in Oxfam. God damn it. I mean, this is stuff you expect to find like on the south coast of Chernoris, like when you go to one of the first little tents. Yeah, it was a wolf I heard. I'm hoping those wolves are across the other side of the lake. Because when there's wolves, there's also bears usually. Smarter than the average bear. Hey, boo-boo. Hey. But I used to be able to do a boo-boo a little bit better than that. I haven't practiced for a long time. We will take that though. We will take the assault visor because the Gorka helmet is actually the one that I want. The big assault helmet that you put the visor on. It's decent, that is. That'll give you way more protection against ballistics than the one I'm wearing, and also the tactical one, because it also protects part of your face. So, God damn it, how many shotgun shots we've got? 5 slugs there. I've got another 2 there. I can just actually line them up. Yeah, here puppy, here doggy. Come on, doggo. Oh, that my 2 cats are running around like they're dogs. What are you 2 doing, you little crazy nut jobs? Come on. Hey. They just sat there both looking at me now. I'd say, what are you saying, old man? You've had your dinner already. Go away. Can't a man live stream in peace? Ah, they're alright. I love my kitties. I would prefer a wolf as a pet, but I think it's probably a bit dangerous. I was thinking about getting a husky once. They're beautiful, but they take an awful lot of looking after, and I just can't. I think that's the joys of cats, actually, because they take very minimal time to really look after. You pet them a little bit, give them a little bit of stroke, give them a treat, feed them, they go off outside and do their thing. You don't have to take them for walks every hour and pick up their crap off the floor. Like, they just go and do their business in someone else's garden. But cats do bury it, so, like, you know. I do like pussy, if I'm honest. Alright, let's crack on. I'm hearing something over here. Shh. What's that? So what did we actually find here loot-wise? A belt. Catty Mashi, hello. My cat Steve is happy. Oh, cool name as well, Steve. That's awesome, that is. It's a good name for a cat, Steve. Come on, Steve. Dave's also a good name for a cat as well, believe it or not. I think that suits cats. Oh, mate. Yeah, it's too hot for huskies. Yeah, they do like really cold weather, don't they? Obviously, they're from Alaska, normally, or somewhere around there. Siberia, I don't know, North Pole, who knows? I don't actually know where huskies come from, to be honest with you. They're somewhere cold. Alright, let's just quickly duck down here behind the sandbags while I just quickly check that map. I think I've got an idea of where we are. There seems to be more barracks that we're missing. So that's 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Dom, you have a new subscriber. Yeah,
Yeah,
boy.
boy. Yeah, boy. Guides Guy, thanks for the sub, dude. Appreciate that. Well, you don't know, Marco. They could be from the north. Well, okay, maybe not the North Pole, maybe the South Pole then. But they're from somewhere cold where there's Eskimos and stuff. That's where fish fingers come from as well. You know the frozen ones you get? They make them in the South Pole. Siberia, yeah. Cool. I knew it was somewhere like that. I'm not very good with geography, which is quite funny considering I used to work in travel. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, here they are. Learned our lesson from last time. Something to climb up on. Ah, it's dinner time. Ding, 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 ding. Let's ring the ring the dinner bell. Here we go then. I ain't got no room to fit it in though. It'd be noisy. Wow, do you see that? A wolf just totally swallowed that slug. I think that's the rope. The rope was actually absorbing the damage there, because these should die in one shot from the shotgun with a slug. Me little shit. Was he jumping over there? Do you see that? Oh, here they come. Here come the hordes now. Of course, they would anyway, because we're using a very loud shotgun. Go down there, bro. You can hear another one around here somewhere. Yes. All right. Give me my shotgun. We really ain't got no room for any more fat. Let's not be greedy, eh? Before those wolves rudely interrupted, we were having a look on the map. So I know where I am now. So we need to follow this all the way up. There's also 2 garages. Looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more tents right up the very end of the complex that we've missed. So we're going to head that way now. Oh, hang on a minute. Fed the island for sure, but I can hear a wolf appear. It sounds like it's attacking someone else. Where is it? I think it might have glitched into the rock or something. It sounded like it was attacking someone, and I was like, oh, okay, someone else here. I'd just like to say, has anyone noticed the background music? Like, very subtly in the background. Can you guys hear it? It's a new addition. I'm just playing around with getting the volume right. But I just thought, you know what? One thing is missing in this game to give it a little bit of atmosphere. A little bit of background music. Well, I just thought I'd find some and introduce them into the background of the stream and just see how it works. So I don't know if it's too quiet that anyone watching can't actually hear it. But we don't want it too loud, we just want it there just subtly underneath. Feedback required, please. It's your pet barking. Oh, okay, fair enough, it's your pet. Oh, that's good, Ben. Thanks, bud. We're closing that behind us when we go in. We want to close it when we go out. To be honest with you, Dave, I think it'd be maybe silly for them not to. Microsoft's pretty big. Bungie want to keep on good terms. But you just don't know what politics are behind the scenes that make people go off in different directions, so I'd have no idea. I'm sure they'll make the decision that they feel is best for their business. Sometimes, regardless of people's feelings, sometimes when it comes down to business, and that's what it is, business at the end of the day. Why isn't there a crack in the wall when we need one? Because I'm too heavy to climb it right now. Right, so there's some more tents around here somewhere. Here they are. It's very peaceful down here. I can't see any movement. Okay, boots open, boots normally closed in most instances. Got a horrible feeling all of a sudden. A lot of open space here. This is all junk. This is all junk, mate. Let's just rush this. Let's hurry this up. Let's just get out of here. Got that rifle already. Not very good. I know. One's tracers, one lot's tracers, one's lot snot. Snot. Yeah, got the Moz in. Take some rounds just in case while we're here. It's kind of like that right now. Oh hurrah, we found a Pipsy. And spaghetti in my belly. Spaghetti in my belly. It's always good to find a spaghetti. Wipe that in there. What? Oh, we've got more spaghetti there as well. Spaghetti coming out of our ears right now. Okay. We can actually put our suppressor. Unmade suppressor back on. There. Get up a little space. Duct tape. Oh no, mate, you put it in the wrong place. Righty. Let's get out of here. Someone touch your spaghetti? No way. Hey Ryan, how you doing? Thanks for the tip, bud, but inside the pot, you're right. Actually, I've got the cooking thing in there. I can actually double that up, can't I? We can actually put that on top of there. Thanks for reminding me, bud. Got the pot now, we can put some stuff in. We've got room anyway. We did have room, but you just reminded me about the pot. It had the cook thing in it. I forgot I could put the pot on top. Sweet. That means if we do a little bit of looting on the way back to where we're going next, we might be able to have a bit more space, which is good. Ideally, we would like a tent now. I have no idea where we're going to find a tent on this island. Well, sometimes in the scout places you might find them. So what we're going to do is we're going to head. We are going to head east to the camps. There's two camps, scout camps, one with no name and one called Fisher's Camp on this island. Head towards that. Has anyone done that in this game? Turn around so quick that you scare yourself with your own shoulder, thinking it's someone behind you. Like, oh my God, it's not behind me, that's my own shoulder. I turned too quick. You gotta love that. We're just literally going to follow the coast around. At the risk of meeting a bear. I can stay quite close to the water. So you can see where we're going from here. Like, just up there you can see there's... Well, you may be able to see there's a couple of buildings up there. And then just along here, this is kind of where we're heading in this direction. Let's just take a moment's rest here, just very quickly, while I have a drink. This is thirsty work. Right, I'm back with you. Back once again for the Renegade Master. D4 damager, power to the people. Hey, that's the thing though, Ben. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they're people in ghillie suits. I think we just come back around to where we killed those wolves earlier. Yeah, we are. Hashtag hydration again, Marco. Indeed. A little bit of apple and blackcurrant cordial going on. It's quite refreshing, actually. It's still not as nice as the apple and pear, though, that Robinsons do. It's like a barley water. Just pointing that out there. There are other cordials on the market, just so you know. I'm not sponsored by Robinsons or anything, but it's just, that's pretty good. It's not bad, especially if you've got a bit of cold filtered water in the fridge as well. It's always nice. Yeah, it goes down a treat. I don't really drink beer much anymore because it messes with my brain a little bit too much. I find after I've had too many beers I can't really do a lot, so especially live stream or function normal, I usually get myself in trouble, so I stay off the beers now. So I've replaced it with fruit juices. I know, right? Yeah, here we go. We know where we are now. Well, saying that I knew where I was anyway, but like, I thought we'd already be out the military camp. So it's quite hard to get away from, isn't it? It's almost like we're stuck here with no loot. And for a shortcut, we could always swim across there, but we'd get very cold. You know what? I'm not going outside the fence because if someone starts shooting at me, I'm stuck behind the fence. Where here, at least I've got a bit of cover. The Xbox One did look like a VCR, Dave. You're right. It was quite square and bulky, wasn't it? Can hear that wolf again. He's a bit aggroed because he's stuck in the rock. Right, we're almost clear. Need a quick drink. Let's drink some of this canned drinks that we got. Like a Pepsi. I do like a Pepsi. I prefer the Pepsi to not a cola, if I'm honest. I know, controversial. A lot of people say they prefer the not a cola, but you know, I do prefer a Pepsi, if I'm honest. Pepsi all the way, me. Even better is a Fanta fruit twist. That's not in this game, that's a real life drink. Anybody think I haven't drank for days and just climb too high. I don't want to climb this high, I just want to climb high enough to not have a nose. Don't want the aviator glasses. I need those. Wow, I thought I heard something running behind me. Look who it is. Hello, Piggy. Yeah, I know. Oh. Oh crap, it's gonna kill us. Come back, my little bacon sandwich. Now, they do make good backpacks. That you can make a really good improvised backpack out of them. Skin and some sticks and a rope. And you can bury them as well. And they look really low profile and they blend into the background really well. If we weren't like loot whores right now, wanting to, you know, get as much loot in every orifice that we possibly can, we'd probably be alright using one of those backpacks that you can make. Maybe later on in the game, once we stock up all our crap, we could do that. Nah, that's a bear, mate. I'm not having that. Oh. Come on, run. God. Yeah, bitch. Can't swim, can you? Fuck you. I'd rather dive. I'd rather dive the elements in the cold. He's going to follow me all the way along the coast, though, isn't he? I'm never going to get out. Do you see how fast he ran? How I literally had to almost jump and kill myself down that cliff there. That took a little bit of health from me, which is not helping us now. We're in the water and we're freezing cold. It's also lowering down our health. But I think at the moment, sticking to the coastline like this and being able to use the water as a way of being able to get away from the bear at the moment is probably the best thing to do, because unless we can cheese it like we did before by getting it stuck in some of the walls of a building or something, because it will come straight through the door. There's no hiding from these things. Yeah, you can stand up on your hind legs, you idiot. Goddamn Yogi Bear. Oh, they do look all nice and cuddly. And did anyone ever watch The Revenant? No, they'll just rip you apart, shred you in a couple of swipes of those claws, and you're dead. Wonder how far his sight is before he's going to chase me. He's turning around and walking the other way now. I'm going to try and get out. If I had a 308 with a scope, I'd be shooting at him by now. Let's use this heat pack. That's what it's for, to warm us up. Activate that, stick that in our clothing. I'll warm us up a little bit now. Oh, he's gone. Now, if we'd have been a little bit further in, we would have been dead there. Possibly. Ah, The Revenant, very good film. Pretty sad though, isn't it? Like all those films, really. That's hard times back then though, wasn't it? Glad we don't live in those day and ages now. Smarter than the average bear. Just taking our bag off for a minute, having a little bit of a breather. I don't want to pick it up. I want to put it on. My boot's damaged. No, it won't. Oh, we've just got ourselves a cold. Right, let's deal with that straight away. Where's our first aid kit? Get tetracycline down us. Nah, mate, what are you doing that? I really wish when you double clicked on stuff like that. Actually, saying that, actually, it's not going to put it back in his first aid kit because the first aid kit's actually on the floor. Just answer my own question there. Oh, I've managed to put it on my belt. Didn't realise you could put a first aid kit on your belt. That's good. If it wasn't so red. That little bit of red's gonna... So you can actually put a first aid kit where the drinks flask goes on the belt. I never knew that. Well, you learn something new every day. That's cool. But yeah, like I said, we don't want the redness giving us away. Like someone sees that through the trees, which they can. Colour does stick out through the trees quite easily, stuff like that. Shit we don't need. We've got one already. What I do need is a wood saw. Either that or we need to find some planks. A stack of planks, because I really need to make a couple of storage boxes now to be able to get rid of some of this junk. I say junk, it's not junk, it's good stuff. It's good loot. But here's the scout camp that we're looking for. Is this the scout camp you're looking for? Yes, it is. There's never anything in that room. It's a wasted room. Well, at least in the hardcore servers. This is the one downfall to streaming this type of game, is that anyone else who's watching the stream while playing, they're playing the same server, they can see all the loot I'm carrying and they know pretty much where I am, so there's always a risk that someone can do what is called stream sniping. I'm just kind of hoping that the people who play in this server ain't dicks. Now, I've met a few of them already, haven't I? They seem to be quite good, but that's not everyone. I've not met everyone yet, so you're going to be on extra guard around these sorts of areas. Oh, a flanged mace. I do like a bit of flange, but not that one. Always check the outhouses, because sometimes you get more than aloe vera growing out of it. That's not quite an aloe vera plant. Is that down there? An orienteering compass. Too complicated for me to use. More chlorine tablets are always handy. Sort of military stuff knocking around in there today. Military hats, military jumpers. Pumpkin seeds, no. As you already know, who likes pumpkins? Ugh. Yeah. We'll have the pepper seeds. Green peppers. Red peppers are better though. Let's just sit here for a minute. Unbox. Let's do an unboxing of the rifle slugs that we just picked up. They're going to be inside the pot, aren't they? It looks like it's going to have to be a search of a residential area then in some of the kind of sheds and stuff like that to try and find a wood saw. Well, I was saying that, I think further up the road, if I go further up the road, I can remember seeing a wood pile. Yes, Ben. So basically what you can do is if you fill up a bottle with water from any other source other than the water pump, then you want to pop a chlorine tablet in it to purify it. So when you've got the water, I mean this is clean water because we took it from a water pump, but if you put the water in your hand like this and then just drag over the chlorine tablets to the combined section, it then gives you the option to press to purify it if you hold it. And you want to do that whenever you find any bottles that have already got water in it. I mean ideally you'd be best off tipping the water out and refilling it at a pump, because those water pumps you find in locations like come directly from an underground well, and that's usually fresh spring water, which is the best, cleanest source of water that you can get, because otherwise you'll get poorly drinking it straight out the bottle if it's not been sterilized first. We need a tetracycline. It seems like you need an awful lot of tetracycline to get rid of illnesses in this particular map, which is not a bad thing because you can usually get a huge stock of tetracycline quite quick in the standard vanilla maps, and it just there's never a risk then of getting ill. You know, they already did soften down the kind of like the health system in this. Like, I don't know if any of you guys ever played Ghost Recon Breakpoint. And Ghost Recon Breakpoint had an injury system in it where, you know, it was like getting hit by bullets would start really interfering with your mobility quite bad. You wouldn't be able to walk properly. You'd have to bandage up your leg. I think the damage system in this isn't quite to where it could be, but Bohemia Interactive did say that they want the game to be more accessible by people who want to be more casual players of the game. Like, you can play some servers that are like really fast PvP servers with large numbers of people in it, and it just feels like it's more like an arcadey style game. Where for me personally, I really want to use this as almost like a survival simulator. So I really would have liked a kind of harder medical system in here, but I mean at some point modders might be able to really increase the way the damage works. You know, like if you break a leg, you got to find like things to be able to create a splint, and then you need a certain amount of time for that injury to heal, which, you know, means you've then got to think about your whole your whole process of how you're going to be able to go out and scavenge and find food. You wouldn't be able to run properly, to be able to like run from bears and other stuff. So I just think there's a deeper layer of survival that could be added to this game that's currently not in there. I can't moan, it's still one of the better kind of post-apocalyptic survival games out there. It's still kind of top of my list. At this moment in time, that is. That could change in the future, who knows? Oh, I got another one of those pickaxes. I'm going to get rid of that one that we already had. Waste of inventory space, to be honest with you. They look cool. They are a melee weapon, they do damage, but not as much damage as the splitting axe. Ooh, just while I think about it, I found a car last night as well, another car. A car that just needs a battery. So we need to find a standard car battery, not a big one like that. Standard car battery. I'm going to head along here to this next set of buildings because, if I remember rightly, there is a pile of wooden planks that we should be able to chop with our axe. Maybe. Actually, I'm not sure if you have to saw them. I think we might be able to chop them with our axe, and then we can make ourselves a couple of storage boxes. Offload some of this stuff. We've got a little one of those shovels as well, which means we'll be able to bury said booty. Yeah, to come back for it at a later time. Always listening for bears now. Always. I just heard one. Man, it's safe in here either. Ooh, tin of beans. We've got loads of food. We've got so much food. It's coming out of our ears now. Okay, let's sit here for a minute and have a drink. Bandages, we've only got one left. We're going to get rid of the disinfectant in a minute. We're just going to use it to sterilise this bandage. We've got a bottle of alcoholic tincture we found, which is going to be alright for maybe sterilising a few bandages or rags if we need them in the future. Actually, if I put that in my inventory first, then put it there. Put it into the first aid kit and then put it in there. It will then stay in my quick slot. Actually, I'm not sure if that is a bear now. I just heard it a second time. I think that's actually a deer. Oh dear. Oh my days. But days with the Z on the end, obviously. DayZ, days. Oh my days. This is the other scout camp down here, I think. Yeah. Oh, Zeus isn't very happy. What's your problem, Zeus? Piss off. What is that down there? There's something on that decking down there. What's that? It might just be colouring of the wood. Okay, so the shop kiosk door is open. That means someone's been in there. And I'm not sure if that would have reset after the server restart and closed, which it should do. I need to keep an eye on that because I can't remember if that's usually open just by default. Thing is, you don't want to suddenly get shot. Oh, are these going to be dry bags down there that we can go off and bury with stuff? And there looks another dry bag up there on that table as well. I think we might be able to go and bury these. Before we start fannying around with stuff like that though, we're going to actually just make sure the area is clear first. Before we're kneeling down on the floor burying stuff and getting shot in the head. Look, this cold, common cold, man. It's stubborn as hell. We've only got like 3 types of tetracycline tablets left now. We're going to have to be doing another medicine run soon. And like I said, that's good. That's good. Like, I sound like I'm whinging and moaning about it, but I'm kind of a little bit shocked, but at the same time... Oh, juicy red apple is nice. Just really does then start making sure that we're going to be prepared for if we get ill. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. Have that. So the hunter cabin doors are closed apart from the one, sorry, open even, apart from the one over there. And why is that one randomly closed? Might be someone in there, you know. Yo, hello. Yeah, both these doors are open. Someone's definitely been here. I'm not sure if they've just not closed after the server restart. I mean, no one's going to pick that junk up. So that doesn't mean anything. Let's bash the back door in. I mean, go out the back door. Don't need to bash it, just open it. Yeah. There he is. Yo, dude. I can see you. Hello, you got a mic? Yo, dude. If you don't speak to me, I'm gonna have to shoot you, man. You look like you're quite cozy there. Hello? Last warning, dude. If you don't speak to me, or put your hands up or something, I'm gonna have to shoot you, man. He's like serious fresh spawn. Like, I don't know, he might have been AFK. He could have just been AFK, man. I don't know, but I don't know, he's sitting in here. I don't know what he's up to. Like, I just had a feeling that that door shouldn't have been shut on its own. And then as soon as I got close to it, I heard that there was a fire in here. Although the fireplace is burnt out, that's a bug. This fireplace is out, but it's still making noise. And he was just in here cooking, but at the end of the day, I don't know. He could have been holding a hand grenade. I gave him more than enough time to react, and he didn't. So he'll have his 308 bullets, thanks. I'm so sorry, dude. I do generally feel bad because people are quite friendly so far on this map, but like Rob, who we've been speaking to, plays this map quite a lot. Not everyone is friendly, so is he solo though? Is he solo? Has he got a friend nearby? Let's just be extra cautious here. Well, let's think. I know, something that I don't do very often. I have to interact with the old brain a little bit and think what we're doing. We want to keep making sure we're taking this tetracycline regular. Just as a rule, really, in DayZ, if someone speaks to you and you don't respond in any sort of way, it is a sure way to get shot, and that's just always been kind of like a standard kind of community rule as such. Like, all it takes is you to press F1 at least. All you have to do is press F1 to put your hand up. You don't even need to say anything. Just kind of shows that you kind of acknowledging that someone's there and you being friendly. You can even hold down on the full stop button on the keyboard and choose from a different load of options of stuff, you know what I mean? It's not hard to interact with someone in this game, you know what I mean? You don't have to have a mic. He could have just waved at me. I just see someone up there. Seriously, dude, now's not the time to be shivering and die. What are those posts? Fishing rod there. You want that. That thing I said that I could see is actually white paint on the deck in there. Okay, so what we're going to do in a second is we're going to go and pick up that dry bag off of the desk, or well, not desk, picnic table. We're going to try and shove a load of stuff that's taking up a lot of space, namely the fat that we've got, and make a little bit of space for the fishing rod as well. We want the fishing rod. We'll be able to start fishing at some point soon, hopefully. Let's just get rid of some of this by eating it. That guy could have spawned quite close. The chance of him finding a weapon and some ammo, they're coming back and shooting me, is relatively slim, but we'll see. Oh no, of course. Oh man, I forgot I was ill. Need to slow down. The fact that I wasn't sick that much though means hopefully I'm not going to be ill for much longer. And chew the fat for a minute. So who likes crispy bacon fat then? If you're going to eat fat and bacon, it's the only way, isn't it? Crispy. It's not crispy, it's, yeah, horrible. Throw it in the bin. Quarter of a can at a time. Should be good. So anyway, I guess really one little good tip that anyone who may be new at the game can get from that is there is sometimes the reason why you want to shut doors behind you, because if you come back through an area where you know you've shut the doors and suddenly they're open, it's a really good indicator that someone could be there or someone could be nearby. It just means that being on guard there could be the difference between getting shot and dying or actually getting one up on the person who's there. Do you know what I mean? Like, he'd be waiting behind that door with a shotgun, waiting for me to open the door to go in there to loot it. Because he's sitting there still, not making any noise, easy for me to have missed that guy. I could have opened that door to loot and bam, he would have one-shotted me with the shotgun. Being kind of really paranoid and aware of your surroundings like that is really what you need to be like in this game if you're playing online with other people. If you're playing on a private server, then it's all good, you know what I mean? I'm just conscious that he could have a mate who's with him sat in the tree. And they could be using that as a tactic to try and... let's get these tin beans that are in the water here. Not beans, sorry. Peaches. So people can use things as like traps, kind of like decoys. Mate will dump all his gear somewhere and then just sit there looking like a fresh spawn, and then when you go over and start interacting, and his mate will shoot you in the back and then take all your loot. That's what some of these bandits are like. Right. Fat, don't need it. All these tins, don't need it right now. Let me get rid of a lot of these. Keep a couple of tins on us. Bear steaks, don't need these. Needs to be really quick. To be honest with you, I would have preferred to have got rid of the shotgun or the rifle. I've got too much stuff. But for now, if we can clear just a little bit of space at the very bottom of our inventory here, we are going to store up some nails. One box for now. Should means I should be able to take the splitting axe off my back now, like it there, and it means I don't have to triple carry now. I can keep my hands free, hold the bag in my hands, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go and stash this somewhere nearby. And just while I do this, guys, I'm very sorry, but I am going to have to blind you for a minute, just purely for the fact that I don't want you seeing where I'm stashing all my fancy cans of beans and my spaghetti in my belly. So I'm gonna go find a nice little private stash spot for this. Oh, we have just found a load of mushrooms as well, just while we're going in this direction, and a couple of them are fresh. We just got ourselves a couple of fresh mushrooms. We'll eat them in a minute. Yeah, burying it now. I think while we're going up the other way to try and find this wood pile, we're also going to have to head back and go back to the chemist. I say the chemist, you know what I mean. There is a... oh, what do you want to call it? Medical centre, that's what they're called. Medical centre not far. And it's worth checking for more antibiotics just in case. Okay. You can look now. I'm all dressed. Thought that was a 9-volt. Very lonely cabin. Yeah, sewing kit. We could do one of them. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this or not. Again, another little tip that I'll just share real quick, and I might have shared it before, but sewing kits can also be used to heal cuts. So you know when we get cut and we're bleeding, and we often use bandages. If you don't have bandages but you have the sewing kit, you can actually use the sewing kit to sew up the cut. Just make sure you also purify this first with like any alcoholic tincture you may have, which you can do just by combining it. It will also just sterilize it, and then you won't get any infection. But I have used plenty of times sewing kits for that reason. Just listening for. I keep hearing something. I'm not sure what it is. So for Mad Monks, what we're saying. Low and steady. The thing is, this is supposed to be like a cold. I got this because I was sneezing, because I got cold in the water. I was sneezing. I only sneezed once. He's not continued sneezing, so this is like now turned into something else. Like, I don't know if it's bugged. Like if I were, like, because last time I logged out and then logged back in again, the infection had just disappeared. Like, because we kept using the antibiotics and it just didn't go away, and we had to use loads in the end. It just seems like we'd used way too many. Part of me wants to log out and then log back in and see if it disappears. It could be just a bug. Not like a bug, like as in like a human bug. I mean like a bug in the game. You know what I mean? Let's just pique our curiosity for a second. Let's just literally back out to the menu and then come back in and see what happens. It seems like an awful lot of medicine just to get rid of the sniffles. Look what just appeared, as if by magic. Oh, more netting. Nah, the bug has just come back. So, it's fine, it's fine. Hey Ben, you're a diamond geezer. You're money bags, mate. Appreciate that. Thanks for the super chat, bruv. You should get a shout out on the screen in a minute, mate. Since it's registered. There you go. You even got the custom-made zombie sound. Let's believe it not come from my vocal cords. Not only live streamer, but double also as a zombie voiceover artist. If you play the game Withstand, which is a survival game you'll find on Steam, a zombie survival game, it is early access. It's in relatively early stages, but some of the zombie noises in that are actually made by me. So there's a little tidbit for you. Some of the sound effects in the game have also been made by me as well. I do a bit of sound design as well. Audio work, that sort of thing. Alright, we need to try and find the road. There's a road up here soon that leads up to a couple of buildings near the town of Oceanville, which is where we're wanting to go up to soon. Actually, no, it's not far from the Fishers Camp. So hopefully the Fishers Camp is near here. Should be. Fishers Camp should be relatively close to the coast. Antibiotics just ran out again. It's the last one. Last tetracycline. I think it was not far up the road from the Fishers Camp was where I saw the pile of wooden planks. It's a deer. We know what that is. There's someone's base in there. In that building. Marco, goodbye fella. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate that. It's always nice for people to stop by and say hello. Thanks for keeping lively in the chat. Have a good one. And hopefully see you again soon, bud. It is down it. I think. This isn't the one I was thinking, but hey. Getting close to civilization. Machete. We need the machete. I don't think we need the machete. We'll take it anyway, because it only takes up a tiny little strip in our inventory right now. Call him Machete. Ooh. Let's go and have a little look down here. It's like a little cove, like a little Smuggler's Cove, a little archway going under the... One thing I was hoping I'd find in this is caves. I would have liked to have found myself a little hidden cave somewhere we could have like turned into a little base, but I've not found any yet. There might be though, because it looks like the terrain could be made for it. Brings us up nicely to another few houses. They're not far from where we want to be, I don't think. This door's open. Someone's been through here. Oh, I can hear gunfire. Okay, another thing I tend to do, and something else that's maybe handy for you guys if you've got a compass on you. You hear gunfire, try and have a look on the compass to see the direction it's coming from. Now the loudness of the gunfire will determine how close it is to you. That sounded quite distant. So now if I have a look at the map, which I'm looking at now obviously on the internet, and kind of gauge where I think I am, and then look in the direction of where the gunfire was coming from, so west. So that gunfire could be coming from where we were at the start of the stream, from the direction that we were. It could even be further across on the actual main section of the island. Now, I know me popping out of the game into the Google browser there is very, very risky, because I could get like kind of AFK killed. Like I killed that other guy earlier, might not have been with it, but just gives you an idea to know which direction someone might be coming from, or where there is someone shooting. The zombies, yeah, zombies. Okay, well, I think from what I've read, looking at statistics wise, it doesn't, taking 2 tetracyclines doesn't increase the potency of it, but you can take a tetracycline and, let's say, a painkiller at the same time. But I get what you're saying, two pills, but it's in the vanilla game. When I play the vanilla game, like the official servers, you only need to take 1 tablet, and it usually clears it up with 1 tablet. So you might just be wasting pills there, Ryan. If you've got plenty of them, that's fine. But this is a modded server that has a hardcore set of rules in it, which from what I'm experiencing right now means that you have to take an awful lot of medication in order for it to actually clear up the disease. Now I have done a little bit of research into that, and I couldn't find anything anywhere that stated that taking 2 at a time would have an increased benefit from the way the game's mechanics work. So maybe it just seems that way for yourself, but maybe it's just the 1 tablet is just doing the business for you. I don't know, but no, I totally get where you're coming from. I know what you mean, so I'm just not sure if that is a thing or not. We're still relatively in the middle of nowhere. We're just looking for a wood pile, and I know there's somewhere around here somewhere that's got one. We're not far off. I think there's a main road here somewhere. What's this? Down there, is this like a logging camp? There's some junk down here. This is bear territory here. I've got to be really careful. No worries, Ryan. But things can always change in the game. That's the thing. They could just switch it up and put a patch in there that changes the way the game works. So, you know, even though these things are in place at the moment, 6 months time it could be different. But the websites, Wikipedias, can be quite helpful sometimes for stuff like that. They're really good for stats and stuff. Trying to get your head around the more in-depth mathematical elements of the engine and the way it works. There's a specific rules set, but they can be changed and doctored for the unofficial servers or the modded servers, which is kind of what we're playing on now. Okay. Been looking for a handgun magazine for a while, although we've not been picking up the handguns because there's no point at the moment. Got a magazine for it. I did find a handgun suppressor as well, which I already squirreled away. Can't put a handgun suppressor on this little SMG that I've got in my hand at the moment. Well, it's good for one-shotting zombies in their head. It's not silent. If we can get the pistol running. suppressor on it. Just means those few zombies that are quite close to us, we can maybe silently take them down. I think we've got more than enough seeds now. We'll take the tomato seeds just in case, but let's just have a quick look at the map. So it's a feed shack. I think I know where we are. Or maybe actually no. Where is this feed shack? Let's count the buildings. 1 building, 2 building, there's a garage. Feed, what is... Go and check that out in a second. I have a feeling we might be right down near Smallville. I think we've gone way past the area we wanted to. We've overshot it, I think. If we go west, it should bring us to Smallville, which is like a small village, maybe we call it that. It's a zombie. I got stuck behind the door again. I do that quite a bit. I managed to get us stuck in there. I shut the door from the outside and it pulled me in. Yeah, man, epoxy putty. I was looking for this yesterday. Did I not pick it up? Oh, don't tell me there's some weird desync going on. Definitely pressed it. No, we can repair the helmet we've got now. It's not the best helmet, but it's better than nothing. You can only repair things like the helmets and the tactical vest. Well, not tactical vest, so like plate carrier and stuff like that with epoxy putty. If you're wearing constantly damaged clothing, they won't take as much kind of damage before it actually starts taking from your health. So you want to make sure all your stuff is as pristine as you can get it, because the more pristine it is, the more damage it will take before it starts coming off your health. And the same as the things in your inventory as well. So if you've got like a load of tinned food in your kind of like your jacket or something like that, that will actually reduce bullet damage. Not by a massive amount, but by enough to kind of make it worthwhile sometimes. Let's repair our boots. Oh, I say repair our boots. Have we not got a leather repair kit? Nah, we must have stored that up before then. Need to get rid of some of these rounds. We've got loads. we die, that's an awful lot of decent ammo that we've lost. So you find it hard to trap zombies at the moment. You kind of panic too much. When you say trap zombies, what do you mean, Ben? Why would you need to trap zombies? You want to be trying to avoid the zombies, mate. The only time you want to be killing the zombies is if they're in the way or if they see you. Unless I've misunderstood what you mean, which is probably the case, because yeah, I am a bit of a dimwit, and I. How many garages is that over there? 1, 2, 3 at least I can see. We're trying to figure out exactly where we are. Let's have another quick look at them. I'm not 100% sure this is where I thought it was, but it might be. Try and get away from that quick. Zombie. There's a chicken over there. I think just up there is the main road which will take us to Oceanville, which is where the hospital and the medical centre is, and the fire station. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, actually trapping them, which is what I do a lot of, isn't it? Where you run into a container or a garage and then run back out and shut it behind them and trap them. Right, I see what you mean. You find it hard to trap them. You panic too much. It's fair enough. You'll get it. It just, it just takes a little bit of time. The thing is, if there's multiple zombies, it can be hard. You can sometimes get yourself trapped in a corner if there's too many of them. So the only thing I would say is if you find yourself being chased by a shed load of zombies, rather than trying to trap them, just run into the container and shut the door yourself. Like, if I had too many chasing me, well, we know on this server we can't do that at the moment because they'll just run straight through the door. But usually when the meshes are working and the zombies won't get in, if you then just sit crouched or lay prone and just stay there for 5-10 minutes, they'll usually just get kind of like bored and just wander off again, allowing you to be able to kind of go back to normal. So that's what I'd recommend in that instance. So only try and trap a zombie if you've got like 1 or 2 chasing you. Don't try and do it if there's more than that, because like I said, it's a bit dangerous. You can trap yourself. Did we have more tins? I mean, drinks. It's the second door. Okay, so if you're doing the container, rather than running through with it being open, run around the container and close one of the doors, then run back round to the one that's open, run in, stand in the corner, and then when the zombie runs at you, run around the zombie with the side that's open and then close it as you run out. That's the easiest way to do it with a container. If they're both open, if both doors are open, you always really want one door to be closed if you can. Sometimes if you're quick enough, you can do it where you close one as you run through and then run round and close the second behind you. But still, for me now, sometimes zombies will still run out before I have a chance to shut the second door, which is why I find it's easier to close one door first and then trap the zombie that way. It's the best way of doing it, really. Like, don't get me wrong, I like a little bit of melee combat with the zombies every now and then, but as you can see, you're playing these hardcore servers, it can be sometimes quite dangerous. the water pump then. Let's have a quick look at the map. Yeah, I try and help, mate, where I can, you know. I'm still learning myself. There's still things I'm picking up in this game. I do think we're in Smallville. I think we overshot where we were going. Someone just saw me. Yeah, even though I laid down, she still saw me. Stuck on the fence at the moment, so... Now this guy saw me here. Okay, a little bit too far away from him there. We didn't want to take too much water on anyway because we're ill. See, look, she managed to get out because she's glitched through the door. Cheating, mother... Made me bleed now as well. It's really frustrating because I wouldn't have got quite as much damage or issues with this server if you was able to not have that BS with them running through the doors. The guy who's designed the mod though is aware of it and he's just saying he's not sure if he's able to fix it. We'll find out, we'll see. Right, we're using the sewing kit. Just want to save my bandage for now. We can double whammy and actually repair our trousers that have just got damaged as well. Got another sewing kit, so we're all good. I'm still trying to kind of figure out where we are, and I think I know where we are. We need to go northwest, find the main road. Just have a quick look northwest. We're kind of heading in the right direction. Alright, let's continue. Just want to have a real quick look in this deer stand, whatever they're called. I think it's a deer stand, isn't it? It's a hunter's knife. Yeah, I think we're right for a knife at the moment. We've got one we don't really use at the moment that much. Yeah, it's the main road. So remember where we are now. So just up here is going to be the fire station and clinic. So originally the direction I was going into, we overshot a little bit. So that wood pile that we were talking about is a little bit further up from here, I think. Or actually, it could be a little bit further down. Anyway, our priorities have just changed now anyway. We need to get medicine again. We've run out. It's in fact there's plenty of chickens around these little towns as well, so if you're ever hungry and you're looking for some food, find yourself a little town, you'll find yourself a chicken. Just listening. At least see me behind the fence there. Like, seriously. A zombie with insane vision. Oh yeah, I forgot. And trap zombies in this one. They just materialise through the door. It's still a habit. It's gonna rub me up the wrong way where I'm gonna start going into servers where that does work. And I'm going to end up not bothering using the doors to trap myself in, or, well, you know what I mean, lock myself in. Or try and lock zombies in anymore, because it's not going to work. Right, this is a real hot spot here, got to be careful. Holy crap, dude, he just come out right, jumped straight out, nearly fired then, thinking that was an online player. What's he got on him? 9 volt. Well, these doors are closed. Hopefully then no one's looked in here since the restart. Let's hope there's some tetracycline then. Yes, there it is. Sweet as a nut. Be rude not to search everything else while we're in it. We have the morphine injector. Paramedic pants with chlorine tablets in. I've not seen that before. Petroleum, we don't need the petroleum. Alright, let's have this medicine. No, mate. I don't want to put it on the belt. If it was green, I wonder if you can spray paint it. You find spray paint in this. No, maybe we could spray paint the medical pouch for it to be green or brown. That'd be better. Oh, Ben, you come across your first crawler. Yeah, it doesn't happen very often, but it does sometimes. Sometimes if there's a big group of bodies on the floor as well, like if you've killed quite a few zombies, sometimes that can... You get him damaged and you don't know where it's coming from. That's because there's one underneath all the bodies and it's kind of hiding underneath the pile of zombies biting at your ankles. Alright guys, I think what we're going to do is we're going to leave the stream there for now. I'm probably going to off stream go and try and find this wooden plank so I can just stash some of this loot that we got here, because we've got a fair bit here now. We just want to clear it out before we start searching for a tent, which we'll probably do next. The illness side of things, that will just go away on its own now. We've got enough tetracycline to hopefully clear that up, so that's good. Hopefully I won't die, but just remember, anything that's going to happen off stream when I'm doing this, I'm just going to do the previously on DayZ clip that I did with the bear earlier that you may have seen at the beginning of the stream. So anything that I think that's interesting that you may miss, you're still going to get the highlight of it anyway, regardless. So, but anyway, I appreciate you guys for watching. Thanks for keeping chatty in the chat, guys. Thanks to Ben for his super chat tonight. That's very cool. And I will see you guys on another stream. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye. Love you a long time.